Aloha! Welcome to the Compass Test Orientation for Leeward Community College at Waianae.
First, the basics. What is the COMPASS test? COMPASS stands for Computer Adaptive Placement Assessment and Support System. There are 3 sections: reading, writing, and math. What is the COMPASS test for? The COMPASS is a placement test that all new community college students must take. Since the college has several different levels of English and math courses, this test will help us to decide where you should start to increase your likelihood of success in classes. How long before COMPASS test scores expire? The scores are valid for 2 years. These scores can also be used at any of the other UH system community colleges. So, in case you decide not to come to Leeward Community College, but instead, for example, want to go to Kapi'olani or Honolulu or Windward Community College instead, the counselors at these colleges will be able to find your scores in the system. Do I need to make an appointment? Yes, an appointment is necessary if you want to take your test at Leeward Community College, Waianae. The testing times may vary. Usually they're Monday through Friday. At certain times of the year, we also have Saturday dates. So call Emmy or Scott for more information and to make your appointment. And our phone number is 696-6378. What should I bring? Make sure that you bring a photo ID. This can be government issued or school issued, and you must have a UHID number, and this will be determined when we make the appointment for you. Please do not bring calculator, scratch paper, pen or pencil because these things will be provided for you. Food and drinks are not allowed in the computer lab, and children are not allowed in the computer lab either. How long is the test? Keep in mind that the COMPASS test is not timed. Go at your own pace and take as much time as you feel like you need. The total time is usually about 1.5 to 2 hours, so make sure you allow yourself at least a 2-hour window to take the test. What if I don't know how to use a computer? The test is computer-based, but you just need to know how to use a mouse and point and click to choose your answers. Each test has an introductory and practice portion before the section, and we will be there to help you get started, and if you need help, just raise your hand and let us know. What if English isn't my first language? There is an English as a second language version of the test. Please let us know before we start the test and see either Scott or Emmy for more details. Is special help available if I have a disability? Yes, the key office at Leeward Community College is here to help people with physical, mental, learning disabilities. You can call them at 455-0421, and they can help you with both accommodations for the COMPASS test and also for when you take classes at Leeward Community College. When will I get my results? The scores will print out seconds after you finish the COMPASS test, and you will get your own copy to keep. What if I fail the test? Keep in mind that you cannot fail the COMPASS test. It is just a placement test and not pass or fail. So no matter where you score, Leeward Community College will have a class that you can take. So just do your best. Should I prepare for the COMPASS test? We highly discourage students from trying to learn brand new material for the test, but reviewing material that you've already learned in the past can help a lot. Can I retake the test? Yes, you can retake at any time. And if your COMPASS scores are less than 2 years old, there is a $25 retesting fee. And now this is the test section by section. The first section that you'll have is the reading section, and this will test your abilities in vocabulary, reading comprehension, finding the main idea, locating information, and making inferences. This is what your screen will look like. So you can see on the left side of the screen, there's a passage, and there are the more buttons on the top and bottom, which is how you'll scroll up and down. On the bottom or on the right side, you see that there are 3 questions, and you see that we're on question 1. So read your question. You can go back and look through the passage for the answer. Once you find an answer you like, you just click next to that letter. If you want to choose a different answer, you can click next to a different letter and it'll just change it. Then you go down to the bottom, you click on the 2, and it'll take you to question 2. Once you've answered that, go back to the bottom, click on the 3, and it'll take you to question 3. You can also go back and click on the 1 again and change your answer for question 1. You can change these answers as long as you're still in this section. But once you press the Go On button on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll go on to a new passage and you won't be able to change anything in this section. Some tips we have for the reading section are: try to read at least 30 minutes a day every day. And this is reading books, newspapers, or magazines. If you see a word that you don't know, try to figure out how it's used in the sentence using context clues. And if you still can't figure it out, try to look it up in the dictionary. And this can help to improve your vocabulary. Also, be extra careful around absolute words such as all, always, never, or none. And here are some examples of some statements. All birds can fly. You should always tell the truth. A dog never bites the hand that feeds it. Or none of the doctors ever made a mistake. Can you think of exceptions to any of these statements? Qualifiers such as some, many, most, or often are more flexible. You can also use the process of elimination. So in this process, you examine all of your choices carefully, then eliminate any choices you know for sure are incorrect. So if you have a 4-choice item, you can take out 2 of them that you know are definitely wrong, and then just focus on the other two options that you have left. Also, make sure you answer based on information that is in this passage that you are given. Find proof for your answer in the passage, and you can also skim the passage for keywords that match with the question. And as always, make sure you double check your answers before going on. Next, you're going to see the writing section. And in this section, you're going to be tested on how well you can correct and edit problems in a passage that you are given. Some of the errors that you'll need to look for are fragments, run-ons, punctuation, spelling, capitalization, and verb agreement errors. And don't worry if you don't know the technical name for these errors. The main point will be, are you able to fix it? This is what your screen will look like for the writing section. So you can see on the left side, there is the passage, and there's a scroll up and scroll down buttons. So you're going to read through and find as many mistakes in this passage as you can. So if you see a mistake in that first sentence, you just click on it and it will highlight it. You can see on the right side of your screen, they give you several different ways to correct that sentence. Now, A will be exactly the same as they have it written in the passage already, but B, C, D, and E are all slightly different. So in the passage it says, when I first seen it, I was thinking my 76 Trans Am was a piece of junk. B says, when I first had seen it, I thought my 76 Trans Am was a piece of junk. C says, when I first was seeing it, I was thinking my 76 Trans Am was a piece of junk. D is when I first saw it, I thought my 76 Trans Am was a piece of junk. And E is when I first saw it, I was thinking my 76 Trans Am was a piece of junk. Now, which one of these is the best way to correct this sentence? If you think it's D, you click next to D, and you can see on the left side, it changed it to whatever I thought was the best way to change it. And we changed it to when I first saw it, because that corrects the verb agreement mistake. Then you're going to go through each section, each sentence by sentence, and see how many other mistakes you can find. If you think there's a mistake in the next sentence, you click on and it'll highlight it. And on the right side, you can see it gives you different options again. Now, not every sentence will have a mistake, but there will very likely be more than one mistake per passage. So make sure you go through the entire passage before you click the Finish Editing button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Now, once you hit the Finish Editing button, you'll get a whole new passage to edit. So this is our second passage, and if we read through, we get to this sentence, and I highlighted. This step was easiest for the books I could quote the dust jacket or use summaries provided on eBay. Now I noticed that this is a run-on sentence, so I clicked on it, highlighted it, and looked to see which would be the best way to correct it. So if you read through the options on the right-hand side, which would be the best way to correct this sentence if it's a run-on? And I'm going to choose D, which puts a period after books. So this changes it. This step was easiest for the books. I could quote the dust jacket or use summaries provided on eBay. I split the run-on sentence into two different sentences. Then I keep on reading. The next sentence says, other items such as hand-painted dish towels took more time to describe accurate. And this sounded a little funny to me, so I decided to highlight it and see what other options they give me on the right side to correct it. And I decided to choose, and E changes it to other items such as hand-painted dish towels took more time to describe accurately, because accurately is the more correct word. The practice website that we suggest going to for the writing section is at https://web.gsc.edu/fs/mhorton/ls/compass-practice/compass1.html. And this is pretty long to remember or write down. So another way you can get to this link is to just visit our website. And this is at the Leeward Community College website at www.leeward.hawaii.edu. And you can either search for Waianae in the search bar or just type /Leeward CC-W at the end of the URL. Then just click the apply link on the right hand side and then just scroll down to see all the Compass Practice website links. And again, the one tip for the writing section we have is to read, and this is books, newspapers, and magazines. And this is because the only way to recognize correct writing is to see it often. And finally, you'll have the math section. So you will be asked what level you'd like to start on, and you can choose anyone, pre-algebra, algebra, or college algebra. And this is because the test is adaptive, and it'll make it harder or easier depending on if your answers are wrong or correct. And we will provide scratch paper and pencils. This is what your screen will look like. It's a basic multiple choice test. So you just click on whatever answer you think is correct and it'll check it off for you. Again, you can change your answer by just clicking on a different letter. And then once you're sure about this answer, you click Go on the bottom. It'll take you to another question. If you want to use the calculator, click on the calculator button at the top. You'll get this calculator. If you want a scientific calculator, click on View and select Scientific, and you'll get this calculator. You can also move the calculator around by clicking and dragging on the blue bar. The website we suggest going to for practice for the math section is at the Leeward Community College website at leeward.hawaii.edu/mathlab-compass. And this is a page that was produced by the Math Lab at Leeward Community College, and they have several practice tests in PDF form that you can try out. Some tips we have for the math section are to try and review math concepts that you've already learned, because it's really easy to forget all those little rules in math. So you can do this with textbooks, websites, and math games and software. Also, make sure to use your scratch paper as much as you want. Sometimes it helps a lot to draw a picture of the problem that you're looking at. So for example, if I have, how much carpet should I buy to cover a floor of a closet that is 4 feet long and 8 feet wide? It can help to draw a little picture, label it, and then you can kind of see what you need to do to solve this problem. After the test. So after this test is done, other things you'll need to do for Leeward Community College are create your UH username in My UH portal, complete your FAFSA, and sign up for new student orientation. If you need help with any of this, feel free to call Emmy at 696-6378. Once you've completed your new student orientation, you'll be able to meet with our counselors at Leeward Community College Waianae. And here we have Jean and Jason, and they'll be able to help you to plan out your schedule, register for classes, and also answer any other questions you might have about college. What can I do to get my best results? One thing that a lot of people like to do is visit websites with compass practice on them. So other than the other two websites that have already been mentioned, there's this website, www.act.org/compass/sample. And this is the official ACT page. ACT is a company that makes the compass test. And they'll give you several different sample test questions in all three sections: reading, writing, and math. Another good website where you can find practice tests for all three sections of the compass test is this one, www.testprepreview.com/compass_practice.htm. If you go to this website, make sure you scroll down to see the practice questions at the bottom of the page. Be careful around the links at the top of the page, such as this one, because this will take you to another page and ask you to purchase a guide for the compass test. There are actually a lot of free resources on the internet for practice for the compass test, so we'd encourage you to try the free ones first. Both this practice website and the one on the previous page can also be found at the LCC-Waianae website. Some test taking tips we have are: first, try to relax. Come to the test with a positive attitude that you're going to be trying your best, and also make sure to take it seriously because this will determine where you start your college career. Also, you can practice multiple choice test taking strategies. So if you have books for the SAT, ACT, or GRE, these are all also multiple choice tests, so they would make good practice. Make sure you get a good night's rest before coming to take the test. That makes a big difference. Also, eat breakfast or a snack just so that you're not really hungry while you're taking the test. And studies have shown that test performance improves if you eat a light snack about half an hour before taking a test. Also, don't rush through the test. Keep in mind that everybody's test is different, everybody has different questions, and it's adaptive. So just because somebody finishes before or after you, you can never really tell who's doing better or who's doing worse. So just work at a comfortable pace for you and don't worry about how far along other people may be. Also, feel free to take breaks if you need to. You can just walk around, take a drink of water. Sometimes it helps to recharge between each section. Just raise your hand or let us know if you need to take a break. And now you're ready to take the test. Good luck, and if you have any questions, feel free to call us at 696-6378.